Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino? Just kidding, idiot. This is Hippo. And here's the sitch. I just put my hair up in this like rhino horn for that joke, and I don't really want to go do anything with it, so we're gonna kind of deal with that. Here's the actual sitch, though. New Year's Eve. I was bored. This is the first New Year's in my entire life that I spent alone. Don't laugh, as you get older, it happens sometimes. I was drunk, I drank a little at home just to kind of ring in the new year, Made myself a fancy schmancy little margarita at home. I was craving a good action movie. I'm gonna be honest, when I saw the trailers for Kraven, I actually thought it could be cool. Sue me, I thought it could be cool. Kraven, he kills dudes with bear traps and traps them in nets, and he fights the Rhino. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, I'd like to know why they call him the Rhino, that's for sure.
Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino?
So yeah, I was watching Kraven as the clock hit midnight and it became 2025. I was about 45 minutes in at that point, I think. And, my passive suicidal ideation has never been more prominent. But 2024 is over, and you know what I realized is 3 of these things came out in 2024. Madam Web, Venom 3, and Kraven all came out within 1 year. Sony really put the slop machine into overdrive.
Maximum overdrive! Hi-ya! I knew I should have gotten the turbo.
If that announcement that the spunk is coming to an end, that they're done with these villain movies, what better way to send it off, I guess. All right, bear with me. I'm going to run through the first hour of the film as quickly as I can. This is just really, really boring, and I'm going to try to get it out of the way. Kraven dad is Russell Crowe. Kraven mom died. She is weak. They go hunting, along with brother, the chameleon. A lion kills Kraven. Calypso save him. Kraven run away from home, say bye to chameleon. Living amongst the animals now, Kraven kill mobsters. Kraven kill big mobster. Rhino pounce on opportunity. Rhino has cute dog. This Rhino, he a nice guy. Kraven goes back to London and find Calypso, then goes to see baby brother on his birthday. Rhino's men try assassinate Kraven's dad at Chameleon's B-Day. Not great reunion. Rhino learns of this failure and does this. I looked up the noises that a rhino makes. It's not that, so I don't really know what that is. I think maybe they asked him to like scream on set, and he was just doing that to like not destroy his voice or something, and then they just like forgot to add it in post, which is a crazy mistake. The conspiracy theorist in my heart, though, truly believes that they did that on purpose so that it would get memed on the internet, sort of like the Morbius dance and It's Morbin Time, or like, my mother was in the rainforest researching spiders before she died. So keep that in mind, guys. This is corporate brain rot. Anyways, Rhino's frustrated because of that failure, so he hires the foreigner. Don't you want to know why they call him the foreigner?
Меня зовут Foreigner, потому что я ниоткуда.
Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
1, 2.
1, 2. He just does that the whole movie. He like hypnotizes people, and then he says 1, 2, and then he just kind of runs away. The foreigner really strikes me as the type of dude to like get a Whopper at Burger King and then drive across the street to get the fries from McDonald's, and all of his friends in the car are like, dude, come on, like we gotta get to where we're going. And he's just like, 1, McDonald's, 2, Burger King. That's not funny. I'm gonna cut that. Okay, that's the first hour of the movie. Very boring. Can you guess what happens next? Yeah, come on, guess. Wrong. The rhino steals the chameleon from his loft. And we get the already iconic line. Honestly, this is my favorite scene in the entire movie because, well, don't you want to know why they call him the Rhino? They didn't know, and he showed them. Very cool. Rhino in this scene also tells Chameleon that a scientist named Miles Warren gave him his rhino powers, which is objectively hilarious. At this point, the dad is irrelevant to the plot. We spent the first hour setting up the conflict with the dad, but now the movie is about Rhino versus Kraven. Literally, Kraven runs around with Calypso for the second half of the movie, really like not doing much. He fights the foreigner and gets like a fear toxin from Scarecrow from Batman, I think, or something. I don't know. And then he fights the Rhino, and that's the climax of the movie. Then he finally meets up with his dad again in the second to last scene of the movie. And his dad is like, I wanted Chameleon to get kidnapped. Or, no, actually, I wanted you to get kidnapped, but they accidentally took Chameleon because that would ensure that my empire is safe from the Rhino. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I feel like I had to have missed something. He's like, oh, I wanted you to get kidnapped, but Chameleon got kidnapped, but it's good because you would never let Chameleon get hurt. And this ensures the safety of his empire, I guess because he wanted Kraven to kill Rhino. But like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what? Then his dad is killed by a bear. What the fuck? Why did we spend the first hour of the fucking movie treating this like it was like the main driving conflict? It's Kraven's origin story. He has to finally overcome his father, and then he just does an Xbox 360 cutscene, and then the death of his father, the death of the main driving conflict of the movie, apparently, is the falling action, bro. He's not even in the climax. Like, what? It's insane. And at the end of the movie, the chameleon is like, don't you want to know why they call me the chameleon? And he shows him. He shows him. It's an after credits scene, dude, but it's the end of the movie, actually. It's kind of like in Batman Begins, how the actual last scene of that movie is basically an after credits scene where Commissioner Gordon is like, this guy left a Joker card. It's like that, but for Kraven the Hunter. Basically, Kraven 2 is going to be as good as The Dark Knight. Why is his dad even a character in the movie? If you wanted it to be about fighting the Rhino, just set the Rhino up better and like have Chameleon and Kraven be orphans and like they got into a life of crime and they end up working for the Rhino and they have to break out of it. I don't know. But they spend so much time setting up this familial conflict of Kraven versus his dad. The fact that it's treated like it's like the third subplot that they just have to wrap up. What makes it worse is that the Rhino fight scene looks like an Xbox 360 cutscene. Like it's literally a QuickTime event. Press X at the right time to insert the metal barb into Rhino's weak spot. It looks so bad, and it's boring. It's not even cool. Like this could have been cool. He spits up blood, and it's probably the ugliest shot I've ever seen in anything ever. What the hell is this? And Rhino is so ugly. And I gotta be honest, Twitter was really pissing me off when this movie came out because everyone was like, what did you expect the Rhino Man to look like in live action? I mean, what did you expect, buddy? It's a Rhino Man. You are so creatively bankrupt. Mind you, there's proportions, color, the position and shape of the eyes, the eyebrows. He has like human eyes, and his face is like bigger than any Rhino adaptation. That, start there. Maybe change the proportions around a little bit. Rhino can look cool in live action. It's not impossible. I don't know why people are acting like it's not. Let's put our thinking caps on, guys. I'm 99% sure that if I directed the Kraven movie, Rhino would not look like this. I can say that. And don't you want to know why they call him the Rhino? We're 0 for 2 on the Rhino, guys. Come on. So we have our legion of showers, of tellers. Don't you want to know why they called him the Rhino, the Chameleon, and the Foreigner? I mean, thematically, it makes sense. I'd say 80% of the dialogue in this movie, without exaggeration, are characters going, don't you remember when this happened? Or, I'm going to do this now to move the plot forward. And it's like, just do it. I swear to God, every other line in this fucking movie is a character going, I'm gonna go do this. Okay! Then do it! It's so boring. Part of the reason that I thought it would be cool when I saw the trailers is like, I thought it was gonna be this like epic journey across the plains of Africa. And like, there's gonna be all these cool set pieces where like in the trailer, that shot where the Rhino like tips over the truck with his horn and there's like the ox or the wildebeests running or whatever. That actually looks really cool. I still posit that. If the rest of the movie was like that, it would have been cool. But in actuality, 70% of this movie takes place in like boring gray rooms, so don't waste your time. It's a funny movie when you're drunk, but if you're not drunk, don't watch this thing. I mean, Lord, just watch the fight scenes on YouTube when they come out in HD and leave it at that. Don't subject yourself to more of this. With that, I only have one thing left to say. Don't you want to know why they call me the Hippo? I don't know. Maybe this was more of a video about the rhino than it was the movie as a whole. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. If you thought this was a funny video, go watch my video about Black Adam, because that one's, that one's funny too. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe. 1, 2.